Alright, we made it to the Paris because Ballys and Paris share the same parking lot. So this is very fascinating. Checking in, guys.
We're heading out on our next adventure.
So make sure you guys hit the like button.
Make sure to subscribe.
Because when we hit 1,000 subscribers,
we'll be jumping off the strat.
So back to the video. Starting this off with what are we made of, where are we headed, why are we here? Interesting. Okay. They do use real human specimens.
So this is a warning for the video that it may be graphic, so you may want to consider whether you're going to watch this or not if you are younger. Human preservation, that interests you.
We know the carpetbagger.
Well, and that's organ donation is based on human preservation, is it not?
I would say so. There's a shrunken head in here, by the way.
I thought you were going to note about the brain swelling.
I am. I'm just... So, an interesting fact about the human skull, and this ties into my industry line of work, is, as you can see, there's not really a whole lot of escape routes to your skull. It's an enclosed area, so if there's any swelling to your brain, the only place that it can escape is down here, and that is why it pushes on your cords, and you can cut off circulation to your brain, and that is how you end up brain dead.
Hashtag legit knowledge.
You do so good. I could do without the extra animal stuff, but...
You don't like the tarantula?
Yeah. I'm not sure what animal that's from. Oh, it's from a whale. Okay. Couldn't see the top because I'm so short.
So
that's a whale, a vertebra. Crazy. That's pretty cool. It's huge, by the way. I'm just kind of getting the side view here. And then this is a cross section of the kidneys. So like the kidneys are here and here. So you can see they kind of lie, and that's the back side of whoever that is, and that's the front. So that's how they lie. They lie along your back. And this should be lungs. That should be your lungs here. But they don't get too overly descriptive, but yeah. It's pretty cool. In case you were wondering, human bite force is 200 pounds per square inch, while the force of a crocodile's bite is 2,000 pounds. So over what? 200 times what we have?
100 times, yes.
I can do math too. Another fun fact for you, babies are born with 300 bones, while adults only have 206. So where do the bones go?
They get absorbed into each other?
That, and you lose teeth.
Uh-huh.
This exhibit apparently also has information about the COVID-19 virus, which I feel like by now we're all kind of sick of dealing with, but I don't think it's going anywhere, folks. I think it's here to stay. Just how we're gonna live with it. All right, so here we have lungs and a heart, and honestly, like, these are very, very deflated lungs. Usually they almost triple in size, and like, yeah, it's crazy to see. And then when they're oxygenated, they're actually pink in color. But I mean, this is what I do, guys. I do organs. But like you can see back here, you can see the other lobes. Yeah, that's cool. That's pretty cool. And these are baby lungs. Itty bitty baby lungs. And I've actually seen a fetal heart, and it's so tiny. So tiny. So this is what is actually inside your lungs. It's the bronchioles, and this is what actually filters the blood and the oxygen into your lungs. Like, it's crazy. And they can actually go down into these individual bronchioles when they do a bronchoscopy, and they can get into each of your lobes and see each individual lobe, which is crazy to watch. Actually, it looks so cool. Alright, so here's some bad lungs. And it definitely, I mean, I don't know if I specifically would say this is cancer. I have seen lungs that have come out of people that are dark and black like this from smoking, and even like environmental exposure to like smog and just pollution in general in the air can cause your lungs to sort of look like this. We have a heart, and the only thing I can say differently about what a heart looks like while it's in the body is it looks a little bit pinker and then a little bit fattier, but this is pretty much the heart. And if we come in a little tighter, you can see the individual valves, so like your mitral valve, tricuspid valve, aortic valve, pulmonary valve. And kudos to anyone in the comments who can tell me what the blood flow through the heart is. Some fun facts: the average speed of a sneeze is about 100 miles per hour. And kudos to all you nurses charting 16 breaths per minute. But yes, that is the average. Our lovely mannequin guy here is supposed to be demonstrating respiration and circulation together. And you can see the blood vessels that surround the bronchial tree, which we saw over there, and how they absorb oxygen. And you can kind of see there's the bronchioles, there's the heart, and you can see how it just supports all of the rest of the body. And I'm going to try not to show you the penis. There's a penis there. But like, you can see all of the blood flow that goes to the brain here. It's just kind of cool. It's another little close-up. This one, they kind of open the chamber of the heart up a little bit. You can see the lungs lie up here. You've got your liver here. And I believe in there we've got our pancreas and spleen kind of tucked up in there. So crazy. So here is the liver, which is, as of right now, what we know is the only organ that can truly self-regenerate. Fun fact, I had a portion of my liver taken out due to a massive tumor. Make sure you guys check out those videos. I also had my gallbladder removed. So, yeah. If you've had gallbladder surgery, that is what they took out of you. Alright. So as you guys can see, you've got the liver. It sits just under the lungs here. This is the blood supply to the liver. You've got your hepatic duct, you got your biliary duct, and that's about as much as I can tell you. So here we're going a little bit deeper into the body, and we've got the pancreas, which mine, guess what guys, doesn't work. It's kind of right up here in the top. This little itty bitty little thing, that's your pancreas. And then we've got our left and right kidneys. I don't know if you can see the adrenals from here, but you can see the spleen tucked away over here in the corner, and then we also have our liver kind of tucked up and away right there. Here we have the entire GI tract, so it starts here above your mouth, you're swallowing, goes into your stomach, and then your digestive enzymes kind of hit it right about here. And then it starts to make its way through the intestinal canal. Fascinating stuff, right? Alright, so this is literally every organ that is involved in the digestive process. So you start obviously with the mouth and chewing, salivating, producing some amylase, all the way down to like your liver, your tongue, you got your stomach, we've got different parts of the intestine, all the way down to your cecum and your anal canal. The left and right coronary arteries supply the blood to the cardiac muscle, form the aortic root. This is probably going to be really boring, but here's the heart. This is definitely a prettier view of a heart. But you can see like how they painted all the vasculature. And this is actually a pretty big heart. I have to say, this is a big ass heart. Yeah, this looks a little bit more like a... So, got some more sections of the heart here. And like down in here, like these are like where your electrical impulses for your heartbeat come from, which is pretty cool. Without that, your heart don't beat, and you probably have a pacemaker. We've got the 4 chambers inside the heart. So this is where the blood comes in on this side, goes out to the lungs, and then comes back this way to get pumped into the body. Fascinating stuff to think all of your blood just kind of pumps through these vessels. This is what actually supplies the actual muscle, because you know it's gotta actually get blood too, so kind of cool. It's your colon, everybody. Got some vasculature to an arm here. I love that they did the red for the oxygenated blood and the blue for the non-oxygenated blood. It's so cool. So you can kind of see where stuff comes in and goes out. Kidney arteries. So this is just, you know, another set of the bronchioles in the lungs. Here's a left lung for you. How many lobes does the left lung have? Anybody? 1 lobe has 3. 1 has 2. Any guesses? Some more heart anatomy for you guys. I think if you were going to med school or you were interested or you're like a nurse, like this place is definitely some place you should check out. Pancreata. Vasculature with some spleen here on the edge. Did you know? I'm just gonna say I did not. Muscles, they help us move, everybody. They help us move, and some of them work together. Anybody take an A&P class and then have to memorize all of the muscles of the body and then forget it the very next day because, you know, information dump? I did. Like cardiac muscle looks different than like your like latissimus dorsi, which I believe is the muscle that I am currently aching. And then that's your leg. Alright, so we've got the brain and the spinal cord here. So again, if the brain swells in that cavity, it pushes down on your spinal cord. In case you got a test you gotta prep for, just remember, your brain can hold 5 times the volume of information contained in the encyclopedias. There's your brain. That's what's around your brain. That's what a stroke looks like. There's your brain stem, and that is what controls your breathing, in case you were wondering. And then that's kind of like within your brain is all this stuff. Fascinating. Alright, so here we've got some bones of the ear, and this is what allows you to hear. These tiny little bones. Alright, so I have to say I turned and I looked this way and I saw this, and it's kind of creepy, and it's literally just a skin suit behind the curtain. There's definitely like a creep factor to this museum. So I mean, I think if you're interested in like oddities, you might be interested in this museum too.
So apparently the wall of bones that we just looked at is modeled after churches across the pond. Basically, when they remove bodies to make space for more, they build shrines to them with their bones.
Here's another fun fact. Apparently the largest cell in the human body is the female egg, while the smallest cell is the male sperm.
So they have a sign in front of the section that you can skip this section if you're uncomfortable with birth, I guess.
We're seeing embryonic fetal development. Okay, so no, you can't really see this, but this is a 26-day-old embryo. It's that little speck in there, and then we go to 30, 35, 45, and there is 56. In case you didn't know, you can donate your placenta. Or eat it, whatever. But you can donate your placenta, and I think it goes to like tissue, and it helps save lives. So think about that. So this is all of the blood supply that's in the placenta, which is crazy. Like how much blood gets filtered through the placenta. It's crazy. All right, so we've got some ways that they replace some of these issues within the body. Kind of cool. Sometimes they have to take a skull flap off, and this is what they put. Because sometimes you need to allow room for the brain to swell. Also, did you know if you have a bone flap removed from your skull that they put it in your body so that way you can, basically it keeps the tissue healthy so that eventually it can be placed back on your skull. They either put it in the lab in some actual materials or they actually put it back in your abdomen. Alright, so we've got an adrenal gland here on the right side of your screen. Very little. And then you can see how the adrenals sit up here on top of the kidneys. And make sure you guys watch out for that video because I'm going to be having one of those removed. This is basically what you look at when you're looking at a CT MRI.
Alright, so that concludes our journey.
That was actually, I really liked it, but then again, I also work in this type of industry where I deal with death in the human body all the time. What did you think as somebody who's not in the healthcare field? Like,
it was an interesting exhibit. I think that if you're not really into science or biology, you might not be as interested as other people who are. But it's a fun little exhibit to go to. It's an interesting little exhibit to go to. And it's worth probably we take about 30 minutes to an hour to go through. Mm-hmm. If you're interested in learning more about the human body, it's a recommendation. Otherwise, maybe you want to find something else on the list to do.
Yeah, it's a little bit expensive. It's around $30 to go check it out. So definitely think if you're not into it or if you're squeamish, definitely not something for you. I wouldn't bring kids here. It's kind of weird. Unless your kid is really, really into science and the human body and wants to be a doctor.
Yeah, exactly. So there are some possibilities there. Let us know in the comments below. Have you been here or any recommendations for things to do at Ballys?
So make sure you guys like the video.
Subscribe to the channel.
And ring that notification bell.
Because you want to be notified when we're putting up our 3 videos a week.
And we will see you guys in the next adventure.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.